Philippe Generali. When I met you in Radio Days Europe a few weeks ago, you said something big was coming at NAB. Well, we're here at NAB. What is this big thing that's been coming?
This big thing is here. It's Zetta Cloud coupled with Selector Cloud, which is the music scheduling in the cloud. So now you can play your music in the cloud, including doing live shows, and you can schedule your music in the cloud without having to have any software installed on premises.
Now, Zetta Cloud has been around for a while, and we all got to know it during disasters and COVID as a disaster recovery system. So is this just the next level?
That is correct. There's many things that we have been built in the roots of Zetta Clouds to make it a full-fledged automation system for a radio station. Starting with the ability to do live shows, for example. So here on our booth in Las Vegas, you can have a full demonstration of how a live show is working with one presenter talking in one microphone and another one talking in another microphone in another location, and they both hear each other and they're both on the air. They're both participating into a morning show equivalent with Zetta Cloud. No hardware installed anywhere.
Okay, that's very significant. I mean, stations have been doing that for a long time, but with tie-line links and video links and remote access to the playout system. But you're saying now that this just allows it to all happen in the one system across the cloud.
That is correct, and this is the main difference. We're building up some muscle, some skills in Zetta Cloud. As a disaster recovery, you just need to be able to play your commercial, your music, your voice tracks, and all those pre-recorded items, which it does perfectly well on many stations. But a real automation system, you want to be able to do live shows and have the DJ interact wherever they are, so that you can really sound completely collaborative on the air, even though people are not in the same studio.
Yep. One of the worries of anybody who's used any playout system is that you hit that big green play button and it takes 1 or 2 seconds to play. And that's always a worry about anything that's in the cloud. So have you solved that kind of problem?
Yes. So what we do as a routine setup is to have a box that replicates what Zetta Cloud is doing in the cloud and buffers it locally with a small machine, which is on our floor here that you can see. It's a 1U rack, which basically plays the audio directly from itself. So it's a little bit of cheating because we don't play from the cloud completely.
But actually that's a safety layer.
That's a safety item, which if you lose the connection, if your connection gets slow or whatever, you play from the box and it can feed the transmitter directly. You just have to add your sound processing, potentially your electronic ratings system, depending on the country you're in. But we've thought about that.
I guess chief engineers would be interested in that then, because it's more space efficient in their rack room and there's less equipment to go wrong, but they also know that there's some backups, as you just described.
You got it. This is exactly why people are very excited about that. The system is fully backed up in the sky, in a terrestrial little edge player, as we call it, and any one of them can be used to send that to the transmitter. And of course, the main differentiator between Zetta Cloud and any other cloud system, which I suppose you're going to ask me sooner or later, what is the difference?
Yep.
We have 375 FM and AM stations using the system today. So it is not 1, 2, 3, 5, 10. It's 375 stations, 24/7, without any hardware other than a basic computer to open a browser in the studio, which are using Zetta Cloud. It's hundreds of millions of revenue, and we're very proud of that because we're the first manufacturer to be able to achieve that.
You've been running it in America, I hear. I mean, you've officially launched it here at NAB, but it's been running in operational mode in some stations already for quite some time here.
Correct. That's exactly right. For over a year now, and we're building the base of user. We expect within a year to be close to 800 users of the cloud-based system.
You're rolling it out continent by continent, I guess. When do you think Australia will be ready?
So we're using a local instance. Our cloud is AWS, and we use 2 instances of AWS in the US for redundancy. We use one on the West Coast and one on the East Coast. You see, we're even ready for when AWS fails. And we will have an instance up and running in Europe in about a month and a half. And after that, we go to Asia Pac with probably an instance in Sydney and a backup in Singapore. This is the plan for now. This can change. It's flexible, but we want to be able to offer the cloud service in a local instance for latency reasons and something that will be important, I think, to the local user to know that it's happening in a cloud that's in their continent.
It's showing behind us now on this screen. What are we looking at here?
So you have a browser base. The first thing that you look at and that should notice when you look at software nowadays, look at the all the way top of the screen. That will tell you whether it's a browser-based service or if it's an on-prem software. All right, you can see we're in a browser there, so you know right there and then that this is cloud-based software. And you see the screen that will be displayed in the studio, and essentially people can tailor the screen the way they want. Hotkeys, music log, libraries, audio editing, depending on the format of the station. Music
so in the same way now as you can configure your studio screen, that's all possible within the browser.
Exactly.
From your home, or if you've got a breakfast show with one personality in Melbourne, one in Sydney, they're just doing this.
That's exactly right. We had a disaster in North Carolina, and the station is a talk station, and there is no music to play, but they switched the configuration of their Zetta Cloud into a full talk station configuration with hotkeys and the ability to take phone call in and the ability to talk to people from different locations on the air. And that worked fine, just change it on the fly.
Anything else that you can point out that's different?
I think the ability to play element from wherever the audio comes from by simply dragging and dropping them, and within a minute it's available on the air is interesting, because you think about the cloud as something remote and far away, but if somebody sends you an audio file and you want to play it, you will still be able to hear it on the air within a few minutes. It's ready to play. So that's a big feature which gives some flexibility to the people in the studio also.
Yeah, I suppose that's very important for integrating ad production, in a large network that might have some hubs that produce the ads. Then, local stations are playing it out.
That's right. You got it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.